Hey guys, welcome to the show. Now in this episode we're going to do things a little bit differently. You know that I do enjoy a bad movie or two, and recently we've been talking about movies that if you just gave them a chance you may enjoy. Well, this week we're going to talk about a movie that's actually good. Really good. It's 1987. There's a puzzle box that if you try and solve, you may summon demons to some, angels to others, and some damn fools just messed around with it. Have you guessed it yet? No?
We'll tear your soul apart.
Think I took that one the wrong way. Hellraiser was adapted from a novella that came out in 1986 called The Hellbound Heart, and it was written by Clive Barker, and it's actually Clive Barker that directs the movie here, so that's a good thing. Usually. In a nutshell, there's a puzzle box. Now if you try and solve the puzzle, you're going to summon some demons. These demons are going to come, take you away to another dimension, not in a good way, and they're going to, tear your soul apart. They're actually called Cenobites, and they're led by the infamous Pinhead that's played by the amazing Doug Bradley. Interesting fact, Doug Bradley once said at the post-production party that no one was talking to him, and he was wondering why, because he felt that he'd gone pretty good with the cast and the crew during the production. And it wasn't until later that he realised that no one had actually seen him without the Pinhead makeup on, so nobody recognised him. There you go. So there's this sleazeball called Frank Cotton, and Frank's the one that buys the little puzzle box. His aim is to try and have the ultimate experience of a mixture of pain and pleasure. Unfortunately for him though, the Cenobites just arrive and start torturing them. Gutted. Luckily for us, something happens that brings Frank back to the world of the living, piece by piece. He's now going to need blood to fully rejuvenate and regrow back to his former glorious self. Check out that jacket. For those of you that have actually seen this movie before, you'll notice that I'm trying my best not to give away too much of the plot here. It's really just to give you an overall feel for the movie. The house where the movie's set looks great, and it really does help immerse you in this sort of vile and disgusting world. The budget for the movie was relatively low, but you wouldn't really notice that because there's some creative camera angles used, there's some good lighting, and there's a solid screenplay there. I really like the cast here. Andrew Robinson is believable as the good guy. We've got Claire Higgins playing his wife. She does a really good job too. I would have personally chose Sarah Douglas for the part.
I have powers beyond reason here.
But as we all know, I would have put Sarah Douglas in absolutely everything from the 80s and the early 90s as well. So that's not really fair on Claire. And now I'm rhyming. Frank is actually played by two different actors. When he's fully alive with that jacket, he's played by Sean Chapman, and when he's in his rebirth stage, he's played by Oliver Smith. Both actors do tremendously well here, with particular kudos going to Sean Chapman for just how sleazy he makes Frank appear. Sorry, Sean. Last but not least, we've got the good guy's daughter, Kirsty. Played by Ashley Lawrence, this was actually her first film role, and I think she does a pretty good job. She sort of grows into the part as the movie goes on, and by the end she's given off this sort of Nancy Thompson vibe. No? Okay. The effects used here are mostly practical, and while they might not stand up against today's green screen standards, they still add a certain awesomeness to the movie. Is that a word? It is now. The movie manages to keep you on edge from beginning to end, and I really do think they owe an awful lot of that to the score. A lot of dark music, dramatic. It was the 80s, and thank you, Christopher Young. Going back to the cast, Doug Bradley does an outstanding job as our lead Cenobite Pinhead. He just makes a really good bad guy. I think it's his voice.
This isn't for your eyes.
There's also about 3 million sequels to this. Seriously. I don't recommend any of them, except the second one, Hellbound Hellraiser, which is really good. Not as good as the first one, but it's still really good and worth a watch. So to sum it all up, Hellraiser is simply a fantastic horror movie that came out in the 80s, and it's definitely one of my top 5 horror movies of all time. If you're a horror fan and you've not seen this one, you really should make a point of checking it out. I don't think you're going to regret it. As always, thanks for watching guys. Take care and I'll see you soon.
in this thing!
Episode 3. There's a puzzle box. Nope. It's 1987. And I've got a creaky chill. That's enough of that. You will summon the demons. No, you won't. Hellraiser was released. Was it? Oh, really? There's a puzzle box that if you mess it. In a nutshell, there's a demon box. Demons are going to come, take your soul away, and dimensionize your heart. Interesting fact. Interesting fact. Did you know that Tom Hardy was not in this movie? So basically, there's a man called Frank Cotton. A man. It turns out that 7, 8, 9, take $1 million. The budget was relatively slow, but you wouldn't really notice that because there's some creative Kang. This is my sister Kodos. Hello.
You've been very cooperative. I'll make a note of that in my report.